All that is known of King David comes from biblical literature. David was the youngest of the 8 sons of Jesse and is revered in both religious and historical contexts. He embodies a multifaceted persona marked by his profound love for God, intellectual prowess, and musical genius. As the second king of Israel, David's legacy is deeply intertwined with his spiritual devotion, intellectual acumen, and artistic talents. David's love for God transcended mere religious observance. It permeated every aspect of his life. From his early days as a shepherd, he cultivated a deep connection with the divine through solitude and reflection amidst the pastoral landscapes. David's pasturing in the field made him diligent and faithful, which prepared him for greater responsibilities later in life and sustained him through trials and triumphs alike. Intellectually, David demonstrated remarkable acuity, displaying strategic prowess in both the military and political arenas. His astute leadership skills were evident in his ability to unite the disparate tribes of Israel into a cohesive kingdom, forging alliances and navigating complex diplomatic landscapes with sagacity and foresight. His strategic brilliance, coupled with a profound understanding of human nature, enabled him to ascend to the throne and establish a reign marked by stability and prosperity. However, perhaps most renowned was David's musical talent, which began in the humble environs of Bethlehem, where he owned his craft while tending to his father's sheep. He was a skilled harpist and poet, and his soothing music was said to have a calming effect on Saul, who was tormented by an evil spirit. Whenever Saul was troubled, David would play his harp skillfully, and the music would soothe Saul's troubled mind, providing relief from the torment caused by the evil spirit. He possessed a rare gift for expressing the depths of human emotion through music and verse. His psalms, admired as timeless expressions of devotion and introspection, resonated with readers across centuries, offering solace and inspiration in moments of joy and despair alike. David's musical creations not only enhanced the cultural landscape of ancient Israel but continued to reverberate through the corridors of history, influencing generations of artists and worshippers. King David can sometimes be referred to as a loner, and he was known for his fondness for solitary moments that he spent on the roof of his building, where he would gaze upon the cityscape below, deep in reflection. It was a time when he found solace and inspiration, surrounded by the quiet beauty of the afternoon. It was a time of relaxation and contemplation for him. It was in one of these afternoons, according to the biblical account in 2 Samuel chapters 11 to 12, that while David was walking on the roof of his palace, he saw Bathsheba washing and was captivated by her beauty. While the story is ancient, its relevance persists in today's world more than ever. Some schools of thought profess that it was possible that Bathsheba was sinfully complicit in committing adultery. The beauty of David was so awesome that it became an inspiration even to the Italian Renaissance artist Michelangelo, who sculpted his statue in the year 1501. And the Bible in 1 Samuel chapter 16 verse 12 describes David as ruddy, with a fine appearance and handsome features, which could have been the reason Bathsheba lusted after him. Bathsheba must have realized that it was habitual for King David to be on the rooftop at a particular time of the day, and so she came in the open, making deliberate and sensual movements as she bathed, running her hands through her hair and letting the water cascade over her skin. And David, captivated by her beauty and grace, was drawn to her, unable to resist the temptation she presented. He then arranged for her to come to him, and they committed adultery. Throughout history, scholars have often labeled the interaction between David and Bathsheba as adultery, suggesting a level of mutual agreement with which other theological perspectives hold different opinions on this matter. But upon closer examination of the story, it is written in the Bible in 2 Samuel chapter 11 verse 4 that David laid with her. It becomes evident that what occurred was a misuse of power, essentially constituting sexual assault or rape. Bathsheba was unaware that the king, who should have been in the war with his army, was observing from his rooftop. And she did not realize that she was being brought to the palace for sex with the king. Certainly, it's undeniable that in ancient times, when a ruler called upon a subject to come to the palace, the subject had no option but to obey. And David sent several servants to ensure Bathsheba's compliance. This scenario suggests a calculated and well-crafted attempt to rape, not adultery. And who would blame Bathsheba when David was a man who possessed great strength and had a history of violence? As the most powerful man in Israel, he had the ability to do almost anything he wanted. David's abuse of his kingly position and apparent coercion constitutes sexual assault. And to cover up his sins, David sat alone in his chamber, bathed in the dim light of a solitary candle. His face is etched with sorrow and regret as he wrestles with his conscience, torn between desire and duty. In his hand, he held a scroll containing the orders that will seal Uriah's fate as he committed the ultimate betrayal in pursuit of his own desires. And by his order, Uriah was killed and David married Bathsheba. But the Almighty was not pleased with David. Apart from the obvious transgressions against refraining from extramarital sex, David's treatment of Bathsheba is a reflection of an old cautionary tale about the very exploitation of the weak that we still witness in the world today. The lessons of David and Bathsheba serves as an example of the perils of uncontrolled power, its result, and its consequences, and the need for one to be morally upright and the ability to control one's lustful desire. Despite this, King David's legacy is that of a multifaceted Renaissance figure whose love for God, intellectual prowess, and musical genius converged to form an array of unparalleled richness and depth. Through his life and works, he exemplifies the boundless potential of human creativity and spirituality, inspiring generations to strive for greater heights of devotion, intellect, and artistic expression. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.